good Monday morning to each and every one of you. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning, Grenada, Carriacou, PT, Martinique. Hope everybody is doing good. It's been a wonderful, quiet weekend for me. Hope it was the same for most of you, all of you, a matter of fact. Hope it was the same for all of you. Hope everybody had a good, restful weekend and you're ready to start this week. Good morning, good morning. It is Monday, November 9th, 2020. Good morning to the folks tuned in on the GBN Grenada Broadcasting Network's Facebook page, the Grenada Broadcasting Network's YouTube channel, the website www.gbn.gd, GBN TV channel 7, 11, and 20. And good morning to the listeners of Classic 105.5, 105.9, Hot 98.5, 98.7. The folks joining us across the Caribbean, good bright Monday morning to each and every one of you as well. And the folks joining us internationally, good morning, good afternoon, good night. Hope you will have a good day, are having a good day, have had a good day. All right, let's start as usual with a little bit of education and this morning's word of the day. This morning's word of the day is duplicitous. Duplicitous. Duplicitous, D-U-P-L-I-C-I-T-O-U-S. Duplicitous is an adjective which means marked or characterized by deceitfulness in speech or conduct, as by speaking or acting in two different ways to different people concerning the same matter. Duplicitous. Duplicitous. Hateful to me as the gates of Hades is a man who hides one thing in his heart and speaks another. One man's reaction to duplicity. That man is Achilles, and he is talking about his Lord, but Achilles is addressing Odysseus, who himself knows a trick or two about cunning speech. Duplicitous, deceitful in word or deed, as by behaving in different ways with different people about the same affair, is a derivative of the noun duplicity, ultimately from a noun of Latin origin, formed with the adjective duplex, which means twofold, double-folded, or deceitful. Duplex is a compound of duo, which means two, and the Latin adjective suffix plex, which has the same function as the English suffix fold. The first recorded meaning of duplicitous in English is in the U.S. law, and it entered the early 1890s. Entered English in the early 1890s. Now that's this morning's word of the day, duplicitous, D-U-P-L-I-C-I-T-O-U-S. It's an adjective which means marked or characterized by deceitful in speech or conduct, as by speaking or acting in two different ways to different people concerning the same matter. As you go about your Monday, the thought of the day is, it's Monday, change your mind and make the most of it. It's Monday, change your mind and make the most of it. When we wake up on a Monday morning, sometimes we start to frown thinking about what lays ahead for the week. But just change your attitude, change your mind, change your approach, and make the most of your Monday. It's Monday, change your mind and make the most of it. All right, we're going to skip what is celebrated today. Not much of it will be, much interested in. We're just going to get right into some details, the deets. Yesterday, the Ministry of Health announced 2 new positive COVID-19 cases or laboratory confirmed cases of COVID-19, bringing Grenada's cases to 32. Again, yesterday, the Ministry of Health announced 2 additional COVID-19 cases 31 and 32. According to the Ministry of Health's news release, the 2 are a medical doctor and his wife who arrived in Grenada from the U.S. last week, Sunday, November 1st, and they have been laboratory diagnosed and received their PCR test results. They received their PCR test on Thursday, November 5th, which was Thursday gone. While awaiting their results, the individuals left their home and visited 4 restaurant facilities in the south of the island. So before they learned they were positive, they were out spreeing. I say this with no apology. 4 restaurants. I mean, that's a spree. So in addition to letting you know, those of you who are unaware, that we have 2 more cases, this is my plea to those of you who are also spreeing over the weekend and you visited some restaurants in the south of the island. Get in contact with the Ministry of Health and verify if the restaurant or restaurants you visited is part of the contact tracing. The ministry is currently engaged in intense contact tracing because we have 4 restaurants, most likely popular restaurants. We have staff, we have diners that need to be traced. So if you visited a restaurant in the south of the island between last Thursday and yesterday, contact the Ministry of Health just in case they haven't reached to you as yet. Take in front, because the thing might get coconias. We're not talking 1, not 2, not 3, 4, 4. I'll tell all you bilingual, 4. So double check, call the ministry. If you can't get the ministry, maybe see if you can get into contact with the restaurant just in case they're trying to reach you and they can't reach you as yet. Take in front. All right, so again, continue wearing your masks, walk with your hand sanitizers. You don't know who have what, nothing. Continue to protect yourselves and the lives of each other and your loved ones, please and thank you. We don't know what's happening. We don't know who coming with what. We don't know who running away from quarantine. We don't know who not waiting for results. We don't know who was in contact with somebody in quarantine. Get it together and protect yourself. Take in front. We're going to talk about 31 and 32 in Mouth Off Monday in just about half an hour. All right, but in the meantime, start to think back where you was over the weekend and contact the Ministry of Health at soonest. Well, they probably haven't reached to work as yet, but you know what I mean. Get it together. All right, let's see something else. Right, construction of a culvert. Springs Main Road is expected to start on Wednesday, God willing. So those of you who usually use that road, 1 lane of the Springs Main Road will be closed from this Wednesday to facilitate the construction of retaining wall to stabilize a section of the pavement. The work is expected to last for 4 weeks. So those of you who use Springs Main Road, effective Wednesday, 1 lane of traffic on the Springs Main Road will be closed. So that's additional traffic that most likely you will be meeting mornings, afternoon, and nighttime with only 1 lane open. So please take notes of that. And I think that is all that I had to share. I wanted to hail up as well. Look how the name slipped me. A resident of Guave St. John. The basketballer. There was an unfortunate incident on Saturday. I still jog in my memory. There was an unfortunate incident on Saturday in Guave where a young girl almost drowned, but because of his knowledge in CPR, he was able to do the necessaries that she can get additional medical assistance, and she is said to be stable at the hospital still, I believe. But I just wanted to hail him up because of his knowledge, he was able to act quickly and possibly save her life, most likely save her life. Look how the name just slipped me, goodness. If somebody remembers the name, you know, Avex? Avex, because I had it. I had it, and now look at this. When I need it, I can't remember. But that reminds me as well to let everybody know, specifically parents and guardians of young ones. Ensure that you have necessary health knowledge, medical knowledge. You may not be able to give an injection or take blood, but little things like CPR or knowing what to do if they're choking, these things are essential, especially when you have kids. So I just wanted to hail him up. As soon as somebody reminds me of his name or I remember, I would hail him up. And a good vex about the matter too, because you know, vexing truth. But in the meantime, let's get ready for the morning edition of news. For those of you on radio and those of you on television, we bring you the week in review. This is Good Morning Grenada, Classic GBN Hot 98. Continue to protect yourselves. We'll be right back.
A joint of marijuana, the crack of a firearm, an injured swimmer and coach, an angry father, and 2 stabbed police officers. That was the beginning and making of the type of stories that Hollywood converts into blockbuster movies. On Monday night, Christina John brought another episode of a story of violence which begat violence.
The village of Fontenoy was thrown into a state of mourning following Friday's incident that involved the death of one of the community members. Saturday morning, GBN took his cameras through the community to get a feel on the ground from the villagers about the whole situation as it unfolds. A black flag with the inscription RIP hoisted at a neighbor's yard in remembrance of Trevor Ridges. He attacked 2 police officers in the town of St. George on Friday and was shot. Ridges was rushed to hospital but did not live to tell the story. For Fontenoy residents, it was a case of living with simplicity and quiet passion and dying with the qualities intact.
You could feel the vibes because he's a man we all gonna miss, you know. He show respect to everybody in the community. You know what I mean? Nobody don't really have a problem with him. And I can't tell you, well, he have anybody my age who I could tell you anything bad. You know what I mean? Or anybody his age, to be exact, who I could tell you anything bad about him, you know. Idol for the community.
Today, I'm hurting all now because that gentleman and I have sailed that seas, making our contribution to this country and to our fishing industry. The village, you bring a whole damper in the village because the gentleman is a community man. He's a good person in the village.
Typine. He didn't pass there, man, from my door without saying hello. Quiet person. Very quiet. And even his children are pleasant children.
Like a father to me. He's a very respectable man. His kids in the community are number one incomplete. They're very helpful, they're very respectful, they'll do anything for anybody.
Throughout their storytelling, none condoned his action on Friday.
He was on TV and he was crying, but nobody didn't see the pain in his face to counsel him. They didn't try to counsel him, but reaction because of what maybe happened yesterday, I don't know. And they decided to shoot him. I mean, he don't have right with the weapon. You know, the police could defend himself with a weapon, but I think in the manner which he done was not right because the man on TV crying for help.
But what he did yesterday was not, it didn't make any sense to me. Maybe to him, but it didn't make sense to me. Okay? I'm not justifying what he did because the police that got stabbed, somebody else's daughter, somebody else's son. But then I'm asking the same question, what would it take a police officer in our country to shoot a man?
Yesterday, whatever transpired yesterday before the situation was too much for him. Basically, from what I gathered, he was exhibiting erratic behaviors in town because he was depressed, frustrated, yeah? He should have still be alive today, even if penalties had to be dealt with, but not in that manner. The guy need help.
9 days before going on a rampage, inflicting 9 stab wounds on the 2 on-duty police officers, Ridges spoke passionately in an interview with GBN.
He told me he fell down on the ground and the officer shot him on the ground. Huh? After he cried out, madam, I catch my backside to my tree, I take night and make the ocean, people laugh at me.
This was the culmination of his story, which started on October 21st with his son Chris Ridges smoking a joint of marijuana. The crack of a police firearm injured the swim coach. This drew the ire of an angry father. 9 days later, he goes to visit his son at the hospital and later proceeded to stab 2 police officers 9 times. He was shot as they responded to his actions. The family awaits the result of an autopsy to determine whether he died as a result of the gunshot wounds or from the impact of a fall after he was shot. From Fontenoy, St. George, I am Christelina John for GBN News.
The Royal Grenada Police Force has come under fire for its apparent lackluster response to the incident surrounding the shooting of a swim coach and subsequent stabbing of 2 police officers by his father. Well, the police have responded. Details in this report.
The level of psychosocial support which is accorded to trauma victims came into sharp focus following the Regis tragedies. During GBN's Beyond the Headline program, panelists and callers expressed concern that the police remained mute since the son's shooting. Some pondered whether a visit from the police in the aftermath of the shooting in late October could have prevented what panned out in the city 1 week ago. Acting Commissioner of Police Edwin Martin addressed the subject in a statement today.
Within hours of the first incident on October 21st, in which Chris Regis sustained a gunshot wound, a team of officers from the Community Relations Department visited the family and had discussions with the victim's father, who is now deceased. I also personally met with the late Trevor and his wife. on Sunday, October 25th, at the family home, dutifully awaiting the outcome of the investigation. During my visit, I was careful not to cast blame or find fault on any side. Instead, I focused on compassion and gave assurance of a thorough investigation into the shooting incident.
Commissioner Martin offered words of consolation to all concerned.
On behalf of the Royal Grenada Police Force, I publicly express our deepest sympathies to the family of the late Mr. Trevor Regis, who succumbed to injuries following the altercation with police on October 30th. I take this opportunity to wish Chris Regis and the officers who suffered injuries during those incidents a speedy recovery.
The Commissioner also provided an update on the well-being of the officers who were stabbed during the knife attack.
The female officer, who was in critical condition following the stabbing incident, had to undergo emergency surgery and is still hospitalized. The male officer has since been released from the General Hospital, but continues to receive medical treatment for stab wounds to his arm and chest. Chris Regis has also been released from the General Hospital, and he continues to heal at home following a gunshot wound to his arm.
Acting Commissioner Martin reassured the public that a thorough investigation will be conducted.
I assure you, fellow citizens of Grenada, Carriacou, and Petite Martinique, that both matters are the subject of active investigation. At this point in time, the RGPF is not at liberty to speak on the substantive elements of either incident, as this will be premature and can also potentially prejudice any legal outcomes of the matters.
Joseph Kador, GBN News.
Meanwhile, General Secretary of the new National Party, NNP, Roland Bola, says police-involved shootings in the country is one to be discussed by the party's executive. He said there appears to be a disconnect between the police and the public as the party calls for calm.
Within the past 4 months, police were involved in 3 public shootings with residents. This sparked outrage among the population, and in one instance, a suspected retaliation on 2 police officers. General Secretary of the new National Party, the NNP, Roland Bola, at the party's press conference on Thursday, called for an in-depth investigation and calm among the Grenadian people.
We are, as most citizens may be, a little troubled at what appears to be, and mark my word, I want to stress that appears to be a disconnect between the police and the public, and as such, we can use this medium to call for patience, to call for both sides, meaning the police service as well as civilians, to look at amicable ways in which we can deal with those issues.
The shooting of well-known footballer of Guelph St. John, Jamal Charles, on July 5th, the recent shooting of Chris Regis of Fontenay St. George on October 21st, and the fatal shooting of Trevor Regis, the father of gunshot victim Chris Regis, on October 30th, have left a distaste of some lawmen. Bola says no one wins in these situations.
It is never nice, and no one ever really ends up the winner when you have lives being lost, whether it is police lives or citizens' life, whether the life was lost as a result of an activity by the police or activities by the citizens. Law and order is very important.
Bola said that the matter needs to be thoroughly investigated, as much of the concerns being expressed are emotional. He said if the matter needs an independent team to investigate the incidents, the NNP will lend its support.
To our people, to the police, be calm, do the proper investigation, and let's get to the bottom of it, and let's take the necessary decisions to fix and to bring a better relationship or to improve the relationship that the people and the police have, so that we can get by in a very amicable way, because we need each other. The police need the public support and involvement, as well as the public needs the police and the job that they're doing.
Cherry and Blackman Stephen, GBN News.
Welcome back. A 26-year-old returning national who arrived in Grenada on Thursday, October 29th from the United Kingdom, and a 68-year-old female Grenadian national who also arrived from the UK via British Airways on November 1st are the two latest COVID-19 cases in Grenada. The 26-year-old man had the requisite PCR test taken within 7 days of his trip. Upon arrival in Grenada, the ministry's health screening procedure detected that the individual was displaying symptoms consistent with those of COVID-19. He was swabbed at the airport and immediately transferred to an isolation facility. All passengers arriving on board his Virgin Atlantic flight from the UK remain in quarantine. The 68-year-old, who is a 30th laboratory-confirmed case, is asymptomatic, and all other passengers who were on that flight have also been in quarantine since arrival, as per the protocols of the state. This now brings Grenada to 3 active cases of COVID-19 on island, all of which have been caught at the borders. Meanwhile, Grenada's 25th COVID-19 positive case, Kenny Purcell, who found himself on the wrong side of the law for failing to remain in quarantine, will make his second court appearance this coming Tuesday. Purcell appeared before Magistrate Teddy St. Louis at the St. George Magistrate Court No. 1 on Thursday. However, the matter was adjourned. Purcell remains on $20,000 bail with one surety. The 37-year-old technician of Hermitage St. Patrick arrived in Grenada on October 5th and was placed under mandatory state quarantine. He left the facility on the 8th of October before his test result was communicated to him and before he was officially released. The result later came back positive, causing more than 50 people to be placed in quarantine due to contact tracing. Purcell is represented by attorney-at-law Derek Sylvester. Now, the next time you think about discarding an old fan or plastic bags, you may want to consider sending these to Caliste in St. George. A gentleman there is converting other men's trash into treasure. He explained the thinking and process to GBN's Chrislina John.
It's a refreshing experience listening to Mr. Godfrey Luke of Caliste in St. George, director of Chip and Chisel. For years, he sat and watched as people indiscriminately dumped used items from their homes and had no consideration for where the garbage would end up or its negative impacts on the environment. That's how Chip and Chisel was born, chipping away at old discarded wood, metal, plastic, steel, and other items, chiseling them into something new and useful.
So when I look at the kind of things people throwing out, it's like people don't really see the effects, because we talk about the global warming, talk about soil erosion, we talk about gas emissions and all kind of things, but people not really seeing the effects. The other people, it's like the people walk away from what the creation really was meant to be. The whole world right now, to me, need a cleansing, and if we could use what we have to push it at an international level to show people, look, you could take nothing and make something, it might even impact on somebody's life.
Not one given to complaining, but driven to action, Mr. Luke went to work, collecting garbage and engaging his brain about how he can turn trash into treasure.
Depends on what I get. Sometimes I get maybe a fender, so if I get a fender, then you have a start of something that's moving. So then now it depends on what you want to make. So I have a car, and then I wouldn't want to use the same image again, so then I may use a car fender to make a bike. You know, because I try to make the pieces creative too, not just, you know, okay, see a bike, but it must be always wow. I see the arts like wire bending as something dying, the drumming dying, the history dying. Everybody hook into the cell phone. And the people who creating the cell phone now say no, wait, put down the cell phone.
His pieces all have given names. One of them he labeled the Grand Master, another Coconut Warrior. This piece was a spectacle at the Maurice Bishop International Airport. Judy Antoine is the director of Ashanti Footprints and Chip and Chisel. She believes that children ought to be taught the skill as well, since they will succeed today's adults in running the country.
And our members are from Chantimel, Upper St. John, Lower St. John, Lamode, St. Patrick, Ford, Telescope, Grand Bras, So one of the things that we do besides drumming and dancing is that the children come together and they also create some of the work. They work to bend wire, to paint, to help build some of the structures.
It's not seen as a burden, but a blessing to the young people who have signed up for participation.
I see this as something great, something that young people should get more involved in. I enjoy coming here in my free time, learning all kind of stuff, from bending wires to making craft, making costume fitment. Many ways it can help me gain money to further my education. It can help me to boost my self-esteem. And
by now, the Chip and Chisel Museum has accumulated a collection which is awe-inspiring. In the present staycation mood that has been thrust upon the island in these times of COVID-19, it will be worth paying a visit to the museum at Caliste, where you will get a first-hand look as Mr. Luke sets the future in gear with Ashanti footprints. Christelina John, GBN News.
Welcome back. There are questions about whether airport manager Wendy Frances-Williams has indeed tendered her resignation. Last week, Tourism Minister Dr. Clarice Smithers-Kerwin said she had. This week, she was challenged during a press conference about exactly what were the facts, since the airport manager seemed to recall a different version of events. Joseph Kador picks up that story.
Last week, the minister said Frances-Williams had resigned. Other reports in circulation said that was not the case. The minister was asked to say what the real position was.
I think maybe a review of what I said needs to be, undertaken. I didn't say I was in discussions with her on her vacation, her leave. She had expressed the desire to take leave. As a matter of fact, it was done in writing. So maybe there might be some misinterpretations. So at this point in time, I'll just leave it that way. She has proceeded on vacation, and I did say that her vacation was due somewhere towards the end of December, not at the end of the month, but subsequently I learned it she had a few days in January. So that is something that had to be rectified, and I'm doing that. But know that it wasn't the end of December. It is her leave ends in January. But it's common practice that before if whatever happens, and if your contract has expired, you need to take your leave, and then decisions are made as to whether your leave is your tenure could be renewed or terminated. So she has taken her leave, and this has been done in writing.
The minister did say on GBN's To The Point program that Mrs. Williams had resigned.
The GM did have some vacation that were owing to her. Her contract has expired, and therefore the GM decided to take some vacation pending. She has decided to resign and take some vacation pending that time of resignation. The resignation takes effect from the end of the month.
Today, during a ministerial briefing, she was pressed on the subject based on the reports that the airport manager never tendered her resignation.
The information or the informant was wrong, I don't know, or the interpretation, but certainly I did not have that conversation with her about demanding anything, so there's a misunderstanding there. So let us leave it at that. She has taken her, she has requested her vacation, and she's on vacation.
The whole issue stemmed from Grenada lacking firefighting aggregates at the airport, and this resulted in the airport losing its Category 9 certification. It happened under the watch of Mrs. Williams, and the government was furious because it came just as Virgin Atlantic and British Airways had announced the resumption of services. The chain of events seemed blurry as to whether she jumped or was pushed. Whichever way the cookie crumbled or the knitwear unraveled, there is no doubt that Frances-Williams has taken a fall for causing major embarrassment to the country. Joseph Cador, GBN News.
The first stop in what is expected to be weekly visits to Grenada by a cruise line takes place this week. Officials say there are strict rules in place to leave little room for transmission of the coronavirus. We get updated details about the planned visit in this report from Blossom Alexis-Welsh.
When Sea Dream Yacht Club becomes the first luxury ship to bring cruise ship passengers to Grenada since the country locked down its borders because of the COVID-19 pandemic, it will operate in a controlled environment to ensure the safety of visitors and nationals. The cruises will run round trip from Barbados and visit Grenadine Islands, including Grenada and St. Vincent, weekly. The first call is carded for next Friday. Manager Nautical Development at Grenada Tourism Authority is Nakoyan Roberts.
It's a very controlled environment for now. So if you are not booked on one of the 6 tours that we have vetted and prepared for you with our COVID-19 health protocols, then you will not be allowed to leave the ship. And for 2020, the cruise operations group recommended to Minister Modeste Kerwin that we do not use any of the beaches right now.
The testing process of all cruise ship passengers is even more rigorous than for people arriving by air. Any visitor who wishes to disembark the ship needs to book ahead while also having 3 PCR tests done.
You are required to have a negative PCR test before you arrive in Barbados. You are required to have a negative PCR test before you get on board the ship. And the ship has a PCR facility, their medical testing facility. They have a machine on board where you do the 3rd test. The ship will home port in Barbados and visit St. Vincent and the Grenadines and Grenada. And before that passenger gets off in Grenada to go on that pre-booked tour, they will have been tested 3 times.
Passengers will not be able to explore on their own, but will need to participate in organized excursions. Members of the public will not be restricted from visiting these sites while the tourists explore the island. However, Mrs. Roberts implores everyone, including nationals, to follow the COVID-19 protocols.
Now, when you go to the Nutmeg Factory or the Diamond Chocolate Factory, both are approved businesses in terms of health protocols. And at these facilities, you will be able to have the interpretation as to what is taking place. You will be able to taste everything, but you are managed under these tourism and health approved protocols for the attractions themselves. A rainforest hike to Seven Sisters or going to Annadale Waterfalls. Again, that is a very natural, open, healthy environment, and it's easy to put our social distancing practices into place. And if we are near to people, the guides who are interpreting for us, it's not difficult to wear our masks.
The tours will also include snorkeling, kayaking, hiking, and river tubing. Blossom Alexis-Welsh, GBN News.
The food fair offers quality foods at affordable prices. Now, with our improved web store, you can make all your purchases from the comfort of your home. It's so simple, easy to log in and navigate, safe and secure transactions, and a quick checkout. All your grocery needs at your fingertips. Convenient and reliable. Food fair, where you can fill your baskets without emptying your pockets.
Whenever we're faced with difficulties, we find comfort in those we know and trust. This is especially true when a loved one has died.
Welcome to Otway Bailey Funeral Home.
For over 100 years, Otway Bailey Funeral Home has helped families celebrate the lives of their loved ones with compassion and dignity. Our affordability, attention to detail, warm and caring staff has contributed us being the funeral home of choice for official and state funerals. We treat you as we would treat our own family. All of our services are designed to help you get through one of the most personal and challenging stages of life, whether it's planning a funeral, joining our burial society, or pre-arrangements. You can be assured of the Otway Bailey commitment to consistently provide the most caring and professional service possible with the best options and price. So call us 440-2558 or visit our website otwaybaileyfuneralhome.com.
At Otway Bailey, we offer the perfect tribute any family can afford.
Are you looking for quality herbs and herbal supplements? Or are you thinking about having a complete body cleanse to jumpstart your health? Then no need to look further. Visit Nirvana Natural Health Clinic, Detox Center, and Natural Health Store. We carry a wide range of herbal products for kidney and gallstone cleansing, male sexual enhancement formulas, asthma and sinusitis, gas and bloating, acid reflux, constipation, arthritis, imbalanced hormones, female health issues, liver cleansing, weight loss, and so much more. Also available, colonic irrigation, holistic health consultations, essential oils, and diffusers. Look out for our online natural health store coming soon. Call 231-6642 for 18-7115 or 449-7753 to find out about our delivery options or to book an appointment. Visit us at Belmont St. George's, close to the Fallage, Monday to Saturday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Nirvana Natural Health Clinic. Detox your way to health.
Rubis is giving you more ways to win because you deserve it. Spend $50 or more in Ultratech fuel or purchase a Rubigas refill at any Rubis service station and get an entry card. Win one of 5 amazing grand prizes worth $2,500, including Ultratech fuel, cash, groceries, bill payment vouchers, and home furnishings. Each grand prize winner gets to donate $500 to charity too. Plus, win exciting weekly prizes, including electronics. Make sure you're in with a chance to win. Win with Rubis. You deserve it.
These have been tough times, and we could all use a helping hand to get through this period. GUT Credit Union gives you the opportunity to do just that without a worry. What are you looking forward to? A relaxing staycation? Brand new appliances or devices? Consolidating your debt to get more money in your pocket? Not a member? No worries. Come in and find out how you too can make the most of this offer. Or visit us today. Yes, you can have a brighter Christmas season with GUT Credit Union. GUT Credit Union. It's where you belong.
The Esplanade Mall, something for everyone. Go on a shopping spree today and experience some magic.
Bruv. Hello? I can't see you. What's good? But I can't even hear you. Yo. Hello? Hello? Ah.
Okay, I see. I'm good. I'm coming in.
Ah. There you are.
Live the experience right now. Enjoy high-quality video calling today. Stream, upload, and share with Digicel super fast LTE network. Visit our stores today and live the experience today. Digicel.
The Franklins are returning from their dream vacation, but they soon discover that their world has changed.
They want to test Papa for COVID-19. Why they don't test all them damn people that are flying on the plane with the woman they call in Patient Zero?
Heritage Theatre presents Patient Zero, a full-length play written by Chris DeRiggs, directed by Neela Etienne. Patient Zero, a story about a family and a nation under the grips of COVID-19.
Madness! Pure madness!
He got the whole world in his hands. We got the whole world
on. It is hard to...
I mean, your father has just been carried away on a stretcher, and all you can say is you're locked up and you're frustrated?
What do you want me to say? I'm locked up and frustrated.
Patient zero at the Grenada Trade Center.
They ain't even allowing 2 Dashing to come from St. Vincent. All they're talking about is curfew, curfew, curfew.
Social distancing and other safety protocols will be in place.
We believe this new virus spreads mostly from person to person through respiratory droplets produced when someone who is sick coughs or sneezes. This is similar to how flu and other respiratory illnesses spread. These droplets can land in the mouth or nose of people nearby, or possibly be inhaled into the lungs. Most person-to-person spread happens when people are in close contact. It's also possible that this virus can spread when someone touches a contaminated surface and then touches the mouth, nose, or eyes.
From Monday, November 2nd to Thursday, December 31st, GBN's Christmas Caravan will be blazing the trail of goodness across Grenada. Join us as we journey daily to find the hottest deals this Christmas season. Win prizes from our partners. Get recipes for your favorite Christmas treats and bust a tune in the Christmas Karaoke Fun segment. It's GBN's Christmas Caravan. Weekdays from 10 a.m. to 12 noon. Live on Classic Radio 105.5 and 105.9. GBN Television Channels 7 and 11. GBN's Facebook page and GBN's YouTube channel. Your mid-mornings will never be the same.
The Christmas Caravan is brought to you in part by Hubbard's and the Food Fair Supermarkets, Kittens Healthcare, Sisson's Paint, and Bryden and Miners and Ace Hardware.
GBN Television News at 7, a pulse on all things Grenadian. Look out for our new features through expanded synergies with our media partners in Barbados, St. Lucia, Jamaica, Trinidad, and beyond. Capturing the latest in news, sports, weather, and entertainment. Credible, informative. Thank you for making us number one. News at 7, live, Monday to Friday on GBN Television, Channel 7 and 11. K105.5 and 105.9, Hot 98.5 and 98.7, GBN Television Facebook page and YouTube channel, and www.gbn.gd. GBN, with you anywhere and everywhere.
Feel good facts. Avoid the most common causes of spreading the flu. Cover your coughs and sneezes with a tissue, dispose of it straight away, and either wash your hands or use an alcohol-based hand sanitizer.
Welcome back to Good Morning Grenada, 19 and a half minutes after 7 o'clock. Before we get into Mouth Off Monday, my memory was jogged and I remember the young man in Guelph. Like I said, those of you who probably missed it, on Saturday there was a mishap in Guelph where a young child, I believe she is 10 if my memory serves me correctly, encountered some difficulties in the water, and a gentleman from the community was the one that administered immediate medical assistance in the form of CPR that possibly saved her life. His name is Naidanu Joseph. Good morning to you, Mr. Joseph. Bless up your whole self. Lucky that you were around, that you were able to assist, and a reminder to everyone that you need some basic medical training. You never know when it may be needed, whether you use it and you never use it. It's better to be equipped and not have to use it, that you don't know how to use it and you need it. So if you can get the training, especially parents of some youngsters, get the medical training that you may need. You never know when you may need it. So Naidanu, big up your whole self. Guelph Posse, the Republic of Guelph. Big up all your whole self as well. I understand you all were very instrumental in getting her to the General Hospital, the nearby medical station as well. So coming together, the Republic coming together. Bless up all your old Naidanu. Yeah, you're not just good in basketball, huh? You got a medical assistant. You go, boy. All right, let's get into some serious business. It's time for Mouth Off Monday. And as I hinted to this morning, we're talking cases number 31 and 32. Specifically, here's what's going to happen. Over the past few weeks, we have had a few breaches in quarantine, both mandatory and at home. We have people, quote unquote, running away from quarantine. We have members of the public who are visiting people in quarantine and ending up in medical emergencies. We have people who are at home quarantine, not adhering to the rules and regulations. Something somewhere in walking. Local parlance. Something somewhere in walking as we continue to battle COVID-19. What is it? Like, what is it that's we're not getting right? And I'm saying we as a nation, not we as in specific people, but something somewhere ain't right. What do you think we ain't getting right with this COVID-19 containment? Let me know. Mouth Off Monday, respectfully mouthing off on a Monday. 435-2041. That's the landline. That's also the WhatsApp. Please, only written messages on WhatsApp. No voice or video calls, no voice notes, no YouTube links, no pictures or videos. Only written messages on WhatsApp. Take your time. Once time allows, we would get to it. You can also participate on the GBN, Grenada Broadcasting Network's Facebook page, as well as the Grenada Broadcasting Network's YouTube channel. What is it we are not getting right with containing the people who should be, some of the people who should be in quarantine? And mind you, it's not all. So it's not that they don't know what should be done, or else everybody would be running helter-skelter. Some people could obey, but some just, I don't know what it is, that just can't follow simple instructions or simple common sense. I don't know what it is. What is it we are not getting right? Let's go to the phone lines. Good morning, caller. Good morning. Buenos dias. Okay, not getting that one. All right, let's see. Let me check the social media. I'm going to go back by the phone lines in the meantime. Good morning, caller.
Morning, Blossom.
Morning, Tanti. How you do?
How are you?
I'm good.
I did it.
All right.
How was your weekend? I get a restful one?
Yes, I did.
Thank God for life. Are you here this morning with us?
Yes, amen. Thank you.
Question you're asking this morning?
What is it we're not getting right with containing the people who should be in quarantine?
I think we open up too early for strangers to come in because they are coming in with this thing and we don't know where they're coming from, so we shouldn't open up the borders too early. People have to look out. We're not out of the woods. We still have to be on the alert because there is a lot of this thing outside there. And we don't know who bringing it in. Now they come in, you don't know where they are, who they are. Now they come, they go out in a restaurant, they're eating there, they're drinking there. Who know where they sit down, who know what they have. Especially the people in America and people who know the things raging, they really taking lives. The American people, you have to be very careful with them. Whether we are strangers, whether they are family here in Grenada, we have to look out for those guests that's coming in. We can't just let them loose. And when you put them in quarantine, make sure they stay there. But you put them there and you leave them there and you turn your back on them and they go and they do what they want. So Grenadian people who have to take care of us here, do it in the right way and expect the people who are coming in, they will be coming with something. So you have to look out for us here and take care of us. God bless you, Rossam.
Thank you, Tanti. Have a good one.
Have a blessed one, sweetheart.
You too. And it's not all visitors, eh? Some of them are returning nationals. So some of them are our own people. So it's not just opening for foreigners, it's opening, I guess, for everybody. Because there are Grenadian nationals among us who, one, come in with it, and two, not obeying the rules and regulations. Let me see. Somebody on WhatsApp says, that's correct. Person in relation to the CPR. It's not medical training, it's first aid training. Thank you very much. First aid training, not necessarily medical training. Thank you. All right, somebody on WhatsApp says, jail them. It's not our fault. Some are just highly irresponsible. Somebody else. This other person wrote jail them. Somebody else on WhatsApp said, some people think they are superhuman and it won't happen to them. Another WhatsApper says, I look forward to hearing the doctor and his wife being charged as well. The law should be for all. According to the Ministry of Health, the RGPF was notified of the violation as per the dictates of the emergency regulations of Grenada enacted during the pandemic. So let's see what happens, and hopefully it won't be the little 2,000 and 3,000 that was administered the other day. Good morning, caller.
Good morning.
Morning.
Yeah, I think it's the carelessness and stubbornness of people, and the state have to deal with it in a more positive way. I think the charges are too small. I mean, big people have to do better than that. I mean, none of us like to be inside. None of us like to be locked up. But we realize the reason why you have to be locked up, and you have to be dealt with in a more serious way. You cannot allow those things to happen. I mean, we're too small for that. We're hearing what's happening in the big world, and we understand, and we're doing it. Look, St. Vincent had the election, and among the people that saw in the street, we're soon to hear about COVID in there again, attack other persons there. So people, the authorities have to put on a more serious hand.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, caller. Somebody on YouTube says, I think mentioning the profession of an individual is not necessary and can come across as a breach of confidentiality by the ministry. Not necessarily. I may not see it as a breach. I think they're just trying to drive home that any and everybody could not adhere to the rules and regulations, because they haven't named a profession of, not to my knowledge, of any of the others. But I think they were probably just trying to draw to our attention that there is a medical doctor who is not adhering to the regulations. Maybe that's their reasoning for it. Good morning, caller.
Morning, sweetheart. What's there, honey?
Ade, Wago?
Ade, watching at you. What I'm saying, they want to spy the government of Grenada, and the government has to stand up on that. Charge them heavy, more than 10,000, because especially the doctor. What right he has to go there? What right are they in home? You want to spy the Grenadians, you want to spy them, you want to spy the government of Grenada. So they have to stand up on that now. They might able to, just not might ever hear they say the port closed down. Thank you, that. Have a nice day, that. Now watching at you, baby. I love you.
Thank you very much. Love you too.
All
right. Have a good day. Bye-bye. Thank you. I agree with it. Charge them heavy. Somebody on YouTube says, charity begins at home. Grenadians were breaking the curfew. Remember that. Just lawless citizens, higher ups as well as lower down. Somebody else on YouTube says, if this was a doctor and his wife, I would hate to be treated by him if that's his professional attitude. Somebody on WhatsApp says, it is very heart-wrenching that our medical professionals are doing the best they can to contain this virus and keep us safe, and a medical doctor and his wife will break the law to put our country in danger. Not only our country, but all of us. Arrest them, charge them, and if they are not Grenadians, deport them. They have displayed ignorance at its highest level. Good morning, caller.
Good morning to you.
Morning.
How are you doing today?
I'm good.
Have a great day.
You too.
No, I am concerned, and I have been noting things very carefully over the months. And I want to believe that some of these cases are deliberate. Fining might not solve the problem. Jailing might not solve the problem. Some people are just trying to make mischief. I am saying here, if one comes in here and they know the regulation, the government is instituting the regulation, they should not allow anybody to go home until they get the result. And that is where the problem is. They should be quarantined in a government facility as it relates to the stipulations, and when they get the results, then whatever have to happen will happen. But they should not be allowed to go anywhere until they get the result, and that's the problem there. So jailing and fining, I don't think it will solve the problem. It's just the regulation have to be tighter. Look, until you get the result, you will not be going home, full stop. Have a great day.
Thank you very much. Enjoy yours as well. Somebody on WhatsApp says, we're just disrespectful and irresponsible. Cases 31 and 32 know very well they should be in quarantine at least until their results are out. For some reason, we believe we are out of the woods, believing we can't, won't, don't have it. Somebody else on the app, WhatsApp, says something is amiss between the accuracy of the test in the originating countries or the incubation period for COVID is shortening. Good morning, caller.
Good morning.
Morning.
Yeah. A lot of us want to make history in different forms. We defy doing certain things even if we know it's right, because we want to make history. We want to be recognized. I mean, maybe Dr. Panchu might be able to tell you that. Now, as far as I'm concerned, the government and the authorities are trying their best in Grenada to keep down the virus. And as we have seen, most of the virus that were found in Grenada came from abroad. What we have to do, or what the authorities have to do, is to, this word is a hell of a word, you know, because I always use it, to, well, let's say tell, I wouldn't say educate, tell the people, the local people, how to behave so that the virus shouldn't be spread. We have to tell them, maybe we have to use local words to explain it so that they could understand. Maybe you and others like you have the ability to understand some of the words they're talking about. I said asymptomatic and all them kind of words. Bring it down to the level of, I would say us. I wouldn't say me, but us. This is what we have to do. And as for example, we have to be strict. Not strict by with people that come from abroad, because you have laws governing. Strict with the people in Grenada as well as the people that bringing it from abroad. They do not know. We have to go testing. Test everybody that come. Everybody that come from abroad. And then we'll be able to lessen the the people who come. At the same time, we cannot send back our own local people. To keep them up is a lot of money. And a lot of us don't understand that. It's a lot of money for the government. And as the people saying, the government are saying that, we don't have the money. We need the money. So we have to be very careful as to what to do. And to keep the money to us, because this is very expensive, we have to lessen the number of people entering and getting away with the virus, which means to say that if they get away, they would spread it.
Okay.
This is what we have to do.
Okay. Thank you very much. WhatsApp. Somebody on WhatsApp says, good morning, cut out home quarantine. Straight to the point, huh? Somebody else on WhatsApp says, I am wondering if these people traveled on buses because conductors, drivers, school children, and passengers are not wearing their masks. Lord help us. Lord. Common sense ain't common. Enforcement is key. The people responsible are not doing their job. Grenada needs to be ruled with an iron fist. Another WhatsApper says, what the doctor and his wife did explain. Oh, sorry. Okay. So for those of you who are unaware, the cases 31 and 32 were announced by the Ministry of Health yesterday. According to the news release from the ministry, the medical doctor and his wife, who came in from the U.S. last week, Sunday, November 1st, are the latest cases. And they received their PCR tests on Thursday. While waiting for their results, the individuals left their home and visited 4 restaurant facilities in the south of the island, and intense contact tracing is underway as the Ministry of Health tries to see who may have been exposed to the virus. So that's for the folks who were unaware. Cases 31 and 32, a doctor and his wife are coming in from the U.S., not waiting for the results of their tests, but instead visiting 4 restaurant facilities. According to the ministry, the RGPF was notified of the violation. So let's see what comes out of that right there. Let's go back to, let me see, anything on Facebook. Somebody on Facebook says, I hope they get charged also. What good for the goose, good for the gander. WhatsApp, hold on, let me see, 493 321. Right. WhatsApp says, if the procedures are clearly explained to the public, I believe the public could have a clear understanding on what is happening there. Putting stiffer penalties in place, stiffer measures in place does not solve the problem. The administration needs to have a complete overhaul on these quarantine systems and places. And and they were also at home quarantine. They weren't in mandatory quarantine, they were at home quarantine. Good morning, caller.
Good morning, Blossom.
Morning.
How are you today?
I'm good.
Yes, the behavior of the people with this virus is serious. And I guess you know quarantine. And I use, this quarantine station is one and leper settlement. I used to live in leper settlement. There was a wire fence. The place was fenced, and there's a gate, and you cannot leave the place like that. And this sickness, it was not as serious, as dangerous as the COVID. Quarantine was one wire fence from Monroe's Big Rock, go up to the High Rock. No patients leave. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Maybe that's what we need for quarantine or COVID quarantine. Somebody on WhatsApp says the authorities too slack. They put the people in quarantine and turned their backs. There is this lady and gentleman that left quarantine, went to a restaurant. They boasted about passing the security without him noticing. P.S. They were quarantined in a government facility. Is the disrespect for me? I mean, lack of security is one, but is it disrespect for me? Because you know you're supposed to be in quarantine, but you're running away and boasting about it. That is just high class disrespect, and that just annoys me more than anything. Because, okay, sorry. Let's try this again. Moving on. Sorry, sometimes I open my mouth and stuff comes out. Somebody else on, hold on, let me see, phone lines. Somebody else on WhatsApp says, I am disappointed with the acts of that doctor and his wife. Charge them to the fullest extent as others were charged. Don't let this pass. Irresponsible for a man of his stature. Ridiculous. Another one. Hold on, I'm watching the phones. All right, let me go back by the phone lines. Good morning, caller.
Good morning. I expect the doctor and his wife or his girlfriend must know better. And as somebody said, I feel that you have to give them the full weight, as they say, of the revolution, of the change. Give them the full weight. And in fact, maybe they could pay. So they should be paying a huge sum of money. Because they should know, they must know, not they should, they must know. And they should, because they seem to be intelligent.
Okay.
And this is why you have to charge them. Forget the poor farmers that could hardly read and write. But could only understand. But these people that violating, they believe that they are above the law. Look at Trump. Trump violating too because he believes the boss. The others feel they are the boss too.
Okay. Somebody else on WhatsApp says, Grenadians should not adopt a false sense of security from this disease. It seems that testing is only done on suspected cases with symptoms. It is certain that they are untested, asymptomatic in the communities. That is, well, I guess nationals only. Actually, no, that's not true either. It's not only when you have symptoms. They've tested a number of people, including those who are asymptomatic. So it's not just once you're showing symptoms of the virus. Let me check. YouTube, Facebook, WhatsApp. Somebody on WhatsApp says, we all know our borders can't close forever, but I believe people from the hot zone should be placed in government mandatory facility and then released after the results. No home quarantine for them. Writer, that is along my thoughts as part of the regulations for placing in quarantine. I think whether you are home quarantined or mandatory quarantine should depend on which country you come from. So you're thinking along my thoughts as well. Somebody else on WhatsApp says, don't blame the patients too much. Government should provide better facilities and supervision for quarantined people. Look into this some more. I agree, but at the same time, we're all grown and we know what we should and shouldn't be doing. I don't need massa. While I agree the security lapsing in some, but we don't all need massa. Somebody on WhatsApp simply says, jail them. Let me see if the phones are ringing before I go back to the social media. 3, 2, 1. All right, back to WhatsApp. Start over. Somebody else says, I would like the government of Grenada to go and go and pay a visit to the Grenada laundry, please. It is a shame that the workers have to work in this condition. The hospital, okay, hold on, that's outside of what we're talking about. Hold on, just now, we'll get back to that at a later date. Somebody is asking, they would like to know if this doctor is a Grenadian. I am not sure. The news release did not specify. They just said a doctor and his wife who arrived from the U.S. They didn't say a returning national, which they usually do. When they are identifying who the cases are, they usually say a returning national, but they haven't this time. So I'm going on the assumption that they are not. I hope it. But then again, you can't be sure. Good morning, caller. Morning, caller.
Good morning.
Morning. Go ahead, please.
Good morning. How are you today? Good morning.
I'm good.
Good. There is a great problem with the authority. I'm sad to hear that. The authority, because I know somebody that come from New York and they were quarantined at home and they have a bracelet of identification, so they couldn't leave their home without the authority knowing. So if these two persons were able to leave quarantine and known, there is a problem with our authority in Grenada. Lord have mercy on it. We are biased. The authority is biased. Some are quarantined at home with identified bracelet, some are not. Bye-bye. Thank you. Have a great day.
Thank you. You too. Enjoy your day. Okay, somebody on YouTube says, I am embarrassed as a healthcare professional. I am disappointed. This is wickedness. These people being fined, consider their fines as charity. They just don't care. Close the borders. WhatsApp says he should not only be charged, but his medical license should be taken away as well. I think they have tipped off to tarnished the good image of the country. If that is true, the authorities need to investigate this as well and place even more stiffer penalties. Phone lines, no. All right, let's take a very quick break, and then when we come back, we're going to get into this morning's traffic cam with Just School Media. This is Good Morning Grenada Classic GBN Hot 98. We'll be right back.
Are you looking for quality herbs and herbal supplements? Or are you thinking about having a complete body cleanse to jumpstart your health? Then no need to look further. Visit Nirvana Natural Health Clinic, Detox Center, and Natural Health Store. We carry a wide range of herbal products for kidney and gallstone cleansing, male sexual enhancement formulas, asthma and sinusitis, gas and bloating, acid reflux, constipation, arthritis, imbalanced hormones, female health issues, liver cleansing, weight loss, and so much more. Also available holistic consultations, essential oils, and diffusers. Look out for our online natural health store coming soon. Call 231-6642 for 18-7115 or 449-7753 to find out about our delivery options or to book an appointment. Visit us at Belmont St. George's, close to the Foliage, Monday to Saturday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Nirvana Natural Health Clinic. Detox your way to health.
Rubis is giving you more ways to win because you deserve it. Spend $50 or more in Ultratech fuel or purchase a Rubigas refill at any Rubis service station and get an entry card. Win one of 5 amazing grand prizes worth $2,500, including Ultratech fuel, cash, groceries, bill payment vouchers, and home furnishings. Each grand prize winner gets to donate $500 to charity too. Plus, win exciting weekly prizes, including electronics. Make sure you're in with a chance to win. Win with Rubis. You deserve it.
How going on, boy?
Hey, good old things.
Hey, Daisy.
Yeah.
Boy, in line, boy. Your house looking a real good day.
Boy, it's thanks to the hard-working and professional staff at the Housing Authority of Grenada. They handled me real nice. They did my plan, they did the construction, and I didn't even have to worry about a thing. They were there with me every step of the way, supervising the job, asking me about my concerns, giving me feedback as the house took shape. They were there from start to finish, and even put the keys in the palm of my hand. I give them an A++ for customer service.
Oh, it's people from housing bad, boy.
Boy, not bad. Excellent. If you're thinking about constructing your home, why not consult the Housing Authority of Grenada? You could visit them right down in the Sandino complex, or give them a call, 440-1015 or 440-1016. Or check out their website, hag473.com. They go handle you. They go jog your blocks, they go draw your plan, they go tote your materials. Hey man, where you going? The Housing Authority of Grenada is your choice for affordable housing and a stress-free construction experience.
Welcome back to Good Morning Grenada. It is time to join Just Cool Media, Just Cool Photos for this morning's traffic cam. This morning he's driving down on the western side of the island from Mount Morris on his way to St. George. So let's join Junior Checkley for this morning's traffic cam. Take it away, Junior.
There have been traffic congestion because of the detour in Mount Morris, and also because of the detours that we have to take because of the construction work that is going on Maras Hill, which should be completed by the end of this week. So vehicular traffic will be allowed to go up Maras Hill. But today we're just giving you the traffic coming down from Mount Morris into the town of St. George. Good morning to all the viewers and listeners of GBN Radio and GBN TV. This is Junior Checkley, Just Cool Media in collaboration with GBN. Today we are en route from Mount Morris into the town of St. George to see how long it will take us as we give you a live traffic cam update this morning. At the moment we are in Cherry Hill. There is not much traffic so far, smooth flow of traffic as we go into the town of St. George. We are in Cherry Hill at the moment. So happy Monday to all. Hope you all are planning to have a wonderful and productive week this week. In the month of November. So this is your live traffic cam. We are coming through Cherry Hill. Not much traffic in front of me, neither much traffic behind me. So there's a smooth flow of traffic this morning as we go into the town of St. George. Right here the congestions begin. We are outside of the Kirani James Athletic Stadium in traffic. So there was a smooth flow of traffic coming from Mount Morris Junction right to outside the Kirani James Athletic Stadium. And now we are in traffic trying to get into the town of St. George. And we know that this congestion is caused because vehicular traffic are not allowed to go up Maras Hill because of the construction work that's going on the road, which they said should be completed at the end of this week. So we thank you for viewing, for all the listeners, all the viewers. of GVN. We thank you for listening, and feel free, you can share our live videos with your friends and family. So this is a live traffic cam update. We are outside of the Grenada 9th Stadium, trying to get into the town of St. George, trying to reach to work for 8 o'clock. Let's see what I'm going to tell my boss today. So for motorists coming into the town of St. George, coming through Mount Morris, Grand Mall, Cherry Hill, you'll have to leave home at least 7:15 in order to reach to work on time. If you are working in St. George's, if you are working out of St. George's, you'll have to leave home at least 7 o'clock to avoid the traffic congestion as you enter the town of St. George from outside of the Grenada 9th Stadium. Have a blessed day all. Thank you all for joining. I'll stay on Facebook while we try to get into the town of St. George's. I know we have to break transmission with television and radio, but we will continue to take you on the journey into the town of St. George, trying to reach to work for 8 a.m. this morning. I have 7 minutes. Now we are just outside Lacroix Brothers Funeral Home at the intersection. Either go up River Road or go up Cemetery Hill. You're welcome, Mary. Yes, I did your route this morning. This is Just Cool Media in collaboration with GVN, your live traffic cam update this morning. Trying to get to work on time, traveling from Morris Junction into St. George's. And I'm 6 minutes away from 8 o'clock. So you guys have a wonderful day today, a productive day. It seems that you're going to have some beautiful sunshine. Remember to stay hydrated. Drink your water. And try to help someone today with either giving them a helping hand, or you can give them an encouraging word. So many people are feeling distressed, discouraged because of our current situation, but you can be a source of encouragement to someone today by just giving them an encouraging word or stretching out a helping hand, dipping your hand in your pocket to help someone today. And be a good citizen today as you drive in your vehicles today. No throwing garbage outside of the windows. Keep Grenada clean as you travel and you eat your snacks, you drink your drinks. Keep your garbage in your vehicle to dispose in a proper manner not throwing it outside, out of the window in an area where there is no houses. No, don't do that. Save your garbage in your vehicle to dispose of it properly as you travel. As motorists, we are responsible citizens. Responsible to drive properly on the road. Responsible also to keep our garbage in our vehicles, to dispose of it properly, and also let your passengers know that as well. So I'm 3 minutes away from 8 o'clock. Seems like I'll be late again this morning due to traffic congestion from outside the Kirani Gymnastics Stadium getting into the town of St. George.
That was just cool photos with this morning's traffic cam. He is still backed up just outside of the gas station on Melville Street. So those of you who can avoid town, if you don't need to pass through town to get to your various destinations, please avoid it as much as possible. Alternative routes, you can use the Cemetery Hill if you so desire, or you can bypass Cemetery Hill, go through River Road and up Martley Hill, which is where the traffic is flowing from the northeast, St. George northeast constituency area. So if you can avoid going into the city, please do so, because the traffic, as can be expected, is tight right there. And that would bring us to the end of this morning's television portion of Good Morning Grenada. Thank you so much for participating. Those of you who participated in Mouth Off Monday, those of you who enjoy the traffic cam, we do this again every Monday and Wednesday. Traffic cam is at 7:45. Just going to read this final YouTube comment in Mouth Off Monday. These two need to pay for the loss of earnings in the 4 restaurants and also find full whack. Have yourselves a blessed, productive Monday. Love yourself, love each other, wear your masks, use your hand sanitizers, and continue to be safe and COVID-19 smart. Bye-bye. Let's join the BBC for the 8 a.m. newscast.